What's up, people? What's up, YouTube? We back with another video. This is a Buzzfeed video, you know what I'm saying? I haven't watched it yet, don't really know what it's about, but the title says Ethnically Ambiguous People Take a DNA Test. I'm not gonna lie, I thought I was gonna mess up on that pronunciation. But anyways, take a DNA test. They don't know their mama and daddy, or what's going on over here? Is my mic plugged in? That would not be good, would it? Alright, let's go.
I know absolutely nothing.
You guys, Courtney, hold my hand.
I'm definitely gonna cry.
And Dad's gonna kill me.
Cousins.
I'm like,
Are they all related? I think that lady in the back is black. The two people on the right look related.
ready, but also very nervous. Oh my goodness. Oh.
Today, a group of us who have been mistaken
for different races our whole lives.
Oh, hell no.
We're finally getting our DNA tested with 23andMe.
To either confirm what we know about our family history,
Or find out if there's actually something to all those guesses.
that people have made our whole life.
Her voice is deep. She sounds scary. She needs to do voiceovers for like Cruella de Vil or something.
We're gonna send in our DNA samples, and in a few weeks, we'll find out our results.
a lot of people would say that I'm from Colombia, half black, half white, and I've also been mistaken recently for Russian. That's a new one.
How the hell you think that girl Russian? I'm gonna guess what she is right now. She black, like. I mean, ain't no way else to cut it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
people have assumed either I'm Samoan, I'm
He looks like he's somewhere in Europe. I want to say Greece, but not at the same time. I don't want to say Greece. I'm gonna go. It's either somewhere in Europe or somewhere in South America. I'm gonna go Greece. I'm gonna go Greece for just. I'm gonna just go Greece.
black, Italy, Israel, Brazilian, Mexican, Asian.
Native Hawaiian
She. Hold on.
to Mexican, Spanish.
That's cheating because she's naming all the stuff that she's not. This is tough, actually. I don't know.
Dominican, Indian,
I've been asked if I was black, Puerto Rican, or Cuban.
Egyptian I've gotten, Sri Lankan.
I think she's some type of white nation. You know what? This is not even gonna be easy to do because
Canadian, maybe because I'm just nice.
People think I'm Latino a lot, or just Mexican. I've gotten some sort of Asian.
he's definitely got some. He ain't got no Asian in there. Asian and white, maybe.
Chinese or Korean or Japanese, they just don't know. People just generally think I'm not white.
A lot of people think I'm Asian, specifically Filipino. Suddenly they'll be like, whoa, I didn't know you spoke Spanish. How do you know how to speak Spanish so well?
Armenian, Russian, Italian.
People often think that I'm some form of Latina. Other than that, people think that I'm mixed.
French, Chinese, Japanese, Laotian, Korean, anything really.
I find that people gravitate towards groups that they find familiar.
Oh snap! I think I'm in this group actually. Cause growing up, look. All right, I'm gonna tell you something about your boy. All right, in middle school, they thought I was amigo. They thought I was Mexican. In high school, what did they think I was in high school? I can't even remember. But I done got Indian, Mexican, Arab, all kind, like nobody know me, baby. I'm so, you know what I'm saying? I'm rare, baby. This is rare. This is the ultimate rare right here. You dig?
I don't usually find that I have a group. I usually kind of feel out of those circles.
I feel like there's a lot of internal struggle where I fit in exactly, because when I hang out with my
She sounds like once she gets about 50 to 70 years old, she's gonna sound so wise. She's gonna be like, put water on the ramen noodles before you eat it, and then people gonna be like, oh, she's so smart.
Mexican family, and I have this huge ass hair, like I'm one of the only people.
I think it was kind of tough as a kid. Got made fun of by white people for being Asian. Got made fun of by Asian people for being white. Got made fun of by both for looking Latino when my facial hair started growing in. And younger people like everything to be in neat little boxes.
It makes you feel a little bit alone, like you have nowhere that you belong. My mom's like a white lady, and people would ask my mother if I was adopted. So I always felt a little sad sad about it, but my mom would just be like, oh, they just need to see your father.
I feel like I can connect to many different cultures a lot easier being racially ambiguous. I do believe in the future that there will be more racially ambiguous people.
Who's the person that said she looked like she was Russian, yo? We need you to come to the forefront, cause you need to get your eyes checked. You know what I'm saying? Like, she clearly ain't Russian. She ain't got nothing Russian about her. She chilling. You know what I'm saying?
This world.
All my life, I haven't been told much about my background because my mom's white and my dad is black. They've had a lot of hardships having me and being together. Since I was born, it was like, we're an interracial couple. People are gonna say stuff about it. Just live your life. So it was never really told much to me what I was specifically. It was more so like, people are gonna think you're weird because you're mixed. Just go with it and let people know that they're wrong. I've never been really interested in knowing my background until recently. I was like, maybe I should know because I'm half my father, so I'm going to be 50% African, but I'm sure he's not fully African either. On my mom's side, maybe 27% Irish, 23% German. I literally don't have a clue.
My dad was single for a while. He met a lot of other Korean people through his job at the post office. A Korean pastor they all knew literally said, John, I know a good woman in Korea who needs a good man like you. They were writing letters back and forth for maybe a year, and it worked. Here I am today. If I had to break down my ethnicity, it would be 50% Korean. Curious to see how much Japanese or Chinese is also mixed in there. My dad's side, I literally know nothing about the European side of my heritage. People never seem interested in the European part. I'm actually very interested in that. I think 25% Irish, 25% English.
My father was born in China, came to the US when he was very young, maybe around 5 or 6. So I'm pretty sure I'm 50% Chinese. My parents met in a hospital because my father was a doctor and my mother was a nurse. So my mom, her background is Italian and Polish. I know that my Italian family, their name is in the books at Ellis Island. So I'll be 25% Italian and 25% Polish. I've never been to any of those places.
My dad was born in Memphis, Tennessee. My mom was born in New
Getting that barbecue down there in Memphis.
Jersey. That's as far back the history of Courtney goes. I don't think I've been told anything about my family history either. Nor did I ask. I feel like I broke your brain when you were like, what? What do you mean you don't know? I am not adopted. My mom died when I was 4. And so I was raised by my dad and my grandparents and my aunts and uncles. I know nothing at all, but I have always been curious. But a wild guess, 30% African, maybe another 30% of some kind of European, 10% maybe South America kind of is. The last 30% unknown, because I don't even know where else would it go.
On my dad's side, we've been in America for at least 4 generations. Most of
He look like Hamlin's. I don't know if y'all watch TSM, Fortnite or whatever, but he looked like TSM Hamlin's without the beard and a little less forehead.
my mom's side is actually not around anymore. It's hard for us to find and get all these details at this point, at which we have so very little records of. This is a complete wild guess. Like, I have no clue. I'm probably 20% Brazilian, 15% Polish, 15% Russian, 20% Spanish, 10% African, 10% Native American, 10% of like we just don't know.
I was born in Mexico. My mom and my dad were also born in Mexico. I want to do this because I have a really strong connection with my ancestors, and I'd love to put a region, culture, skin tone to like these beings that have guided me my whole life. If I had to guess, I'd probably say 50% Mexican or Native American, 25% European, Spanish to be specific, 25% North African, Moroccan.
So both of my parents are from the northern part of Mexico. My great-grandparents were born there. Beyond that, we actually don't really know very much. From the casual Googling I've done, I know that there is a history of Asian communities moving to Mexico. There is a slight chance that I have an ancestor who might be Asian. If I were to take a guess, I'd probably say 70% indigenous Mexican, 30% from Spain or that general area because Mexico was colonized by Spain.
Right now, we're going to collect our DNA samples by spitting into a tube.
So we're going to send it off to 23andMe, and we'll hear back in a few weeks.
Do me proud, Spit. Hi.
Hey.
Hi!
My name is Sam Ancona Esselman, and I'm the content and curation scientist on the Ancestry team here at 23andMe.
What does Ancona mean? I ain't never heard no name like that. Ancona? Sam Ancona.
So are you guys ready to hear about your results?
No!
Let's do this.
So Daniel, what do you already know or think you know about your heritage?
As far as I understand, my dad lived in Chicago, and I think his parents emigrated from the UK. I'm not actually sure. He doesn't really talk about it a lot.
Daniel, you are 51.4% East Asian and Native American, and that breaks down into 45.5% Korean.
All right.
Hey, good job, man.
I figured there'd be a little something there.
You are 48.5% European.
Oh, wow. All right.
46.5% is British and Irish heritage. 0.1% Ashkenazi Jewish.
Word. I feel like I aced the test.
Good job, man.
Thanks. I didn't think that the European half would be so spot on. I've been telling the truth all these years.
Next, we're moving on to Courtney. All right, so Courtney, are you ready?
Oh, I'm nervous. Me and Allison, we're really hoping we're cousins or related in some way. It's gonna happen and we're excited, anxious to know the results.
You are actually 77.1% Sub-Saharan African.
Obviously, look at her. She black. What's going on over here now?
And
Whoa.
My family does not talk about it, so I was just picking up whatever cultures were around my.
Now, just because you're from Africa don't mean you black. You know what I'm saying? There are white people that are born in Africa. There are white people in Africa. You know, white people, black people, Asian people, Arab people. People are everywhere. And we all mixing together. You know what I'm saying?
Neighborhood, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm part of that. I sprinkled in a little of that.
of your Sub-Saharan African heritage, your DNA has 72.9% West African, 2.3% African hunter-gatherer.
African hunter-gatherer. What does that even mean? How you go from West African, she's 72.9% West African, to 2.3% African hunter-gatherer. So the West Africans, they ain't hunting, they ain't gathering. What are they doing? They chilling? They just chilling. Okay.
On top of that, you are 19.7% European, 6.8% British and Irish, recent ancestry in the United Kingdom.
We're cousins.
We're cousins.
There it is, bro.
0.5% Iberian.
That's crazy.
0.3% Scandinavian. You're 1.8% East Asian and Native American.
Oh, there's more. Let's bring it all in. Everywhere, baby.
1.3% Southeast Asian, 0.3% Native American. Wow. Yeah. 0.1% Western Asian and North African heritage. Specifically, that 0.1% is North African and Arabian.
What?
Wow.
I feel speechless. Now it makes sense why my family never talked about it, because don't nobody know where we're from. We're all over the place. I would have never imagined half of it. That was fun.
So now we're moving.
That was a lot of mixtures right there. That's like cooking a Indian curry dish by the recipe. It's a lot of spices going in there.
On to Andrea.
Oh my god, I'm nervous. My stomach's like in knots.
I can't wait to hear.
In terms of like genetics, I literally know nothing.
You have 50.4% East Asian and Native American. 47.9% of that is Native American, recent ancestry in Mexico.
Yeah.
Which is what you thought from knowing where your grandparents lived. 0.4% Southeast Asian ancestry.
So cool.
There's also 39.2% European ancestry, 22.4% Iberian, evidence of ancestry in Spain, 0.4% Ashkenazi Jewish,
Wow, that's very interesting.
0.2% Sardinian, 0.1% Scandinavian. But we still got some more. You have 2.6% Sub-Saharan African ancestry, 1.6% is West African, and then you have 0.6% Western Asian and North African DNA. Hope that makes sense.
I feel kind of like overwhelmed. I've always had a really strong connection with my ancestors. I often call on them, make a very conscious contact with them. To hear that I have like pretty recent ancestry that is indigenous to Mexico, even goes as far as like the other side of the world, it just makes me feel really supported. It's really cool. To know that I can go to some of these countries and connect with some of those energies. Like a really sad part about Mexican ancestry and Mexican culture is that a lot of records and histories have been erased. So one of those first kind of like really big steps in figuring out where all my ancestors came from and where they met, imagining love stories.
I'm glad that this is meaningful for you. Next, we've got Juan. Do you think there's anything else in there?
I'm excited to learn more.
You are, in fact, 45.6% East Asian and Native American. What that includes is 42.7% Native American with evidence of really recent ancestry in Mexico.
Okay.
And then the rest of that is 41.7% European, and of that, 26.9%.
Why is he nodding his head? Is that like awkward? They're telling you what percent or whatever you are, and he's just like, yep, cool, yep. I don't know, it's just awkward.
Is Iberian, and that's again something like Spanish or Portuguese. In addition, you are 0.6% Balkan.
Very cool.
You also have 0.4% Ashkenazi Jewish heritage.
What up?
Cousin.
0.1% Sardinian heritage.
All I really knew is that my ancestors were from Mexico. There was colonization that happened there, so I knew about the Iberian and Native American.
And we're not done yet.
Oh, there's more.
So you are also 3.7% Sub-Saharan African.
Whoa. Very cool.
Wow.
2% is West African. It's actually really common for Central and South America to have a little bit of West African heritage.
Very cool. Awesome.
You also have 1.7% Western Asian and North African heritage. 1.2% North African and Arabian.
We're so related, man.
Did you learn anything that you didn't know before?
A few percentages of Sub-Saharan African. It's on my bucket list to really dive deep into my ancestry. This is a really great start.
Now we're gonna look at Jason's ancestry. Jason, what do you know about your heritage?
We can track back to maybe the 1500s. When it comes to before that, we just existed. I really need to know.
There's a couple twists on that. You are 80.5% European.
Jesus.
Whoa.
This is what I think might be a little bit of a surprise to you. You have 48.2% Ashkenazi Jewish DNA. So almost 50% Ashkenazi Jewish.
That's a lot.
Whoa. My family has a long history of Judaism, but I'm also surprised that it showed up on this. We're still Jewish till this day.
17.1% Iberian.
Whoa. Okay.
Next, you have 12.7% Sub-Saharan African heritage. 11.4% is West African.
Oh, okay.
0.1% is this African hunter-gatherer heritage.
What?
There's also 4.7% East Asian and Native American, and that is almost all Native American heritage specifically. And there is evidence of recent ancestry in Brazil, so you were right about that.
What? No. This is so cool. My family only knows it by story. It's always been passed down as like, oh, we're just our native here. But that, like, we have no proof of it. This is the confirmation of this moment. Like, this is it.
The evidence is in your DNA.
Ah, this is so cool.
2.1% unassigned, and that's just DNA potentially matches many different continents or many different parts of the world, or we can't match it to anything.
How I feel is glad to hear all of this. Actually kind of proud. My family has been able to both keep track of our history, but also maintain some of it for so long. We still practice like that heritage till today. I couldn't even tell how many generations that must have been, but we've just like known it.
We can look at the different ancestries show up throughout your genome to kind of predict when these ancestors might have lived. An ancestor of yours who was 100% Ashkenazi Jewish, this person probably is just 1 or 2 generations removed from you. So it would be a parent or grandparent that was 100% Ashkenazi Jewish,
Really?
born between 1930 and 1960.
Whoa.
What?
Whoa.
That's very recent.
Yes.
You would know that. So weird.
I would know them. Who is this?
Allison, do you have any idea about your ancestry?
You guys, what if I'm not Chinese though? My dad's gonna kill me. But now I'm nervous, like maybe that's not true.
You've got a long list.
Welcome to the long list club, champ.
Oh my goodness. I'm like nervous, I'm gonna throw up.
Imagine
She looked like
a
she got
DNA
a
test that
good
could reveal
mixture.
as much about your future as your past.
Somebody have a bucket.
No, I'm fine, I'm fine.
Jeez.
You're
Do
just
you wanna
like
hold my
in
hand?
the splash zone. I'm
We're
fine.
sitting up here.
Good job.
I'm ready.
Let's do it. You are in fact exactly 50% East Asian and Native American, and of that, actually only 37.7% is identified with our algorithm as Chinese.
Her mind just broke. You just broke her.
At least I'm Asian though, you guys.
3% Southeast Asian, 2.5% Manchurian and Mongolian,
What? Oh my goodness. Okay.
well, there's more coming.
Okay, I'm ready.
We're cousins for sure.
42.5% European. Of that, 17.9% is Eastern European, evidence of recent ancestry in Poland.
Hey.
7.2% Balkan, 6.5% Italian, and then on top of that, you have 1% French and German.
Ooh, look at you.
This is a common point of confusion. When we say French and German, that doesn't just mean that you're thinking about like France and Germany. It kind of means the countries that are really close to them, like bordering them in that area. So that includes like the Netherlands, Belgium, Luxembourg, Switzerland, Austria. So like a bunch of countries in there.
How you feeling?
I don't know, you guys.
She's not even done.
She's not even done. Your list is long.
Man, I'm the most boring guy here.
My family's been all around apparently.
0.6% Iberian.
Wow. Oh my god.
How do you feel?
I don't
Wait,
know.
are we even done yet?
Nope.
We're not done.
6.6% Western Asian and North African DNA. Most of that is Western Asian. That's something we would maybe historically have called the Middle East. It includes countries from Iran, Iraq to Turkey, Syria,
Whoa.
even places in the...
So when they say West Asia, that means Saudi Arabia and them? What? I didn't know that.
in the Caucasus region.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
6% also have 0.1% sub-Saharan African heritage.
Courtney.
Cousins.
I feel real excited. I can't wait to tell my parents. I need to save up a lot of money, take some vacation days. I need a passport. Crazy.
You don't have passport?
No, I don't have a passport even.
Time to get one.
I know.
All right, Jasmine, what do you think you know, or what do you know about your heritage?
I know absolutely nothing. My
Is that a LeBron jersey she got on?
dad doesn't know his father. I've never met my mom's dad. From the point of my birth, my dad's African American, my mom's white, and so it's been from that point on, this is what you're gonna deal with type of thing. Not we're gonna go back in history, but it's like this is the problems that are gonna be in front of you and this is how you face them. So I've never really thought about it that much before. I guessed like total wild guesses. I don't know.
You do have a very long list.
Do I really?
Ooh.
You have 60.2% European ancestry.
Okay.
12.8% of that is Eastern European, 10.3% French and German,
Okay.
4.3% British and Irish with evidence of recent ancestry in the United Kingdom,
Oh.
Okay.
and then 1.6% Iberian, and again that's Spanish and Portuguese,
Okay.
1.5% Balkan.
What?
Okay.
Balkan ancestry reflects southeastern part of Europe, countries kind of bordering the Mediterranean like Greece or Albania, Serbia, Croatia, things like that.
Got it.
You have 1.4% Italian ancestry,
Okay.
1.3% Scandinavian.
There's so many.
Yeah. And then that's your European heritage.
Wow, that's a lot. I never really like thought into that before.
You have 33.5% Sub-Saharan African, 28.8%, so most of it is West African, 0.9% East African, 0.3% African hunter-gatherer, and then there's still more. So
What?
you have 1.9% East Asian and Native American heritage. Third of that, or 0.6%, is Southeast Asian, which is pretty cool.
In what world?
about that.
Yeah, never would I have guessed that.
0.2% Native American, and 1.1% broadly East Asian and Native American.
Wow.
We're not done still. So you also have 1% Western Asian and North African DNA. 0.3% of that is Western Asian. Some people might describe as the Middle East, spanning from Iraq and Iran all the way over to Turkey.
How come every time they tell them, they're like, oh, okay, like, I don't know, it just feel weird as hell watching.
And
Wow.
includes like Lebanon and Syria, and so it could be kind of anywhere in there.
That's insane.
And then just to wrap it up, 3.4% unassigned.
That's a lot. Damn, I'm everything. The East Asian and like never has that been talked about like ever. I'm just soaking it all in. I'm probably gonna overthink the shit out of this tonight.
This has been a really cool bonding experience.
How do you feel about all that?
I feel like we all could take a group trip because we're all.
That's the end of the video. It's cold in here, and the cold made me sleepy, so that's why I've been yawning. But what we gonna do? You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep it pushing. More videos.